figured I'd start right here, and I usually like to go from left to right. And I've got my knee pad here. I've got my little cardboard that I just lift up. I just lift this up and slide it along my paint tray, so that my paint tray, because it's metal, I don't want it scratching up the nice pre-finished floor. And I used to do this with craft paper. That's craft paper right there. I call it resin paper. You can get it at the Home Depot. You can get it most any hardware store. It comes in a big old huge roll, and you can slide that along if you are afraid you're going to get any paint on the floor. But you know what? If I get a little bit of paint on the floor, I got a sponge here. I got water here. I'm all set up, and the way I do it, I'm not going to have much of a mess. In fact, I painted all of these baseboards, did the door frames, did everything. I think I got one little bit of paint down here, because I ended up putting masking tape around all my door jambs at the bottom, and I put 2 layers, and it came out in one little area. I got a little bit of paint over that, and I just wiped it off with a sponge. No biggie. You know, of course, if it's carpet, you can't do that. I'd have to do it slightly a different way, but I'm going to do this from left to right, and I've got my little. This is just a 2-inch, and it's handheld, and this is rubbery, the end, and it's cut at an angle, and it's not very wide there, is it? That's how I can cut in nice straight corners. I'm just going to get a little bit of paint on there. That's why I like using my paint tray, so I can wipe off the excess of paint. And when I do a corner, an inside corner like this, I'll take the paintbrush, the short side up high and the long side down there to get that point, and I'm just going to come out at an angle, okay, to get that tip right in there. And I'm going to wiggle it around a little bit and then go up, keep pressure on it, go up, got that little side right there, up, okay, get a little bit of paint off of there. And you know, I got just a hair of too much paint on there. Did I do that for your benefit or mine? I'm just gonna, I got a sponge with the little short tips on the ends like that. And I'm gonna wipe that off the base right now, because I don't really want to cut in the white paint again, you know? So, okay, there, got it. And then I'm going to rinse this out right now, because I don't want that paint to dry on the sponge on the tips, because then I won't be able to use the tips again, will I? Okay? I don't know if I did that for your benefit. I might have. Okay, so do you see how I got that corner? I'm just concentrating on trying to get out of that corner, so I'm still going to put it at the angle, get my tip in there as close as I can, and now I'm going to just keep pressure on it and drag it. Just that same angle, just so I can get out of the corner. Now I can flatten that and do it this way. Okay. I don't like to try to get right in there that way, because sometimes I can't. That's why I found if I start right there, I can go up that way, and I can get right there and drag it to the right. Okay. Dip myself into the paint just a hair, and now I'm gonna get some of that paint on the wall from where the paint roller stopped. I don't want to use this paint right now that I have loaded up on this tip cut in yet, until I wipe some of that off, and I'm going to wipe it off right there. Now I got plenty on there, but I got just enough so I don't have a line of extra paint on there. Now I can take that, wipe that back into my brush, and try it again. And you're going to find you're going to have to go both directions. See, I had a couple little spots right there that I could go over 5 times this direction, and may never cover it because I've got to go this way sometimes on spray texture walls. You know, you just have to, you have to get in the habit of going both directions. So I've got to go forehand, sideways, backhand, however way I have to get that paint on the wall. Okay? I'm not doing a whole lot. You see anything hard about this? Is there a reason why you're paying thousands of dollars to have somebody else do your painting because you don't know how to cut in? You don't want to do your walls because you've never done your walls before with the paint roller and stuff. Hey, apparently you haven't been watching many of my videos because I show you all that kind of stuff. See, I've wiped off the edges. Now I can go back. I can just flex that and I get a nice line. I mean, how much straighter do you want it? I mean, that looks pretty darn straight. Okay. I mean, granted, you're not going to get it 100% perfect because the top edge of the baseboard might have spray texture on it, little ridges, and when they caulked it in, maybe the caulking isn't perfectly caulked in. Maybe you've got old layers of other paint on there. You know, all kinds of stuff. See, I'm going to get this up high and grab myself a little bit more. I'm just going to work on this high stuff right now. Now I still got enough paint on here to go down here. See how I wiped that? I wiped this off like that. Now go back. Cut it in. I'm doing that to get some more paint on my brush. The paint that I just put on the wall. And cut it in. Now I'm using eggshell paint, so it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not flat paint. With flat paint, I'd basically be doing it the same. But you might think, I tried to cut in before. But you know, even that little bit of paint that I'm putting on here, if I went straight down and tried to cut this in, this paint would run all over the baseboard. So I get most of that off right there. Now I can go back and do that. Go like that, blend it in on my paintbrush. It's also covering up the nooks and crannies. There, now I can use that. I've got plenty of paint on the paintbrush. It's all blended into the paintbrush. It's not just on the outside, see? Now I can wipe off a little bit of that. And I'm going to go right there. I've got plenty on there. I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in from here, slide it down to where I want it. Press on the paintbrush and you'll bend it and you'll make it nice straight. And this paintbrush is a 2-inch and it's an angled. See, now I have to go this way to get that little hole. Got it. Blend in the paint. I'm good. That's nice right there. That's why you want an angled paintbrush for cutting in. Don't use one of those square ones. Don't use a little cheap one that costs you $3 that's really fat. There's no way you're gonna cut in. There's no way you're gonna cut in baseboard or anything else with a cheap, fat paintbrush. Don't do it. Don't buy that little kit where you can buy the roller and all this stuff. It's like beginner stuff that's going to screw you up to make you think, see, I can't paint. They sell you those little kits with the pan, a paintbrush, a paint roller, and all that. That's garbage. Okay? Get it on there. Go back. I got plenty on my paintbrush to cut in. I can't just do it once. I got to do it again. I got to get enough paint on there. I don't want it to when it dries, have you think, oh man, what happened over there? Plus, I'm cutting in over the white paint, the semi-gloss white paint that's on the wall a little bit on that edge, right? I got to go over it a couple times, and I'm also having to blend it in from where the paint roller stopped, okay? Now I got just enough on my brush still. Cut that bad boy in. I see some holes on the spray texture. I'm going to go back that way. Get that. Okay. You don't have to use just your tip to try to cut in. Sometimes you can. You can just do that. But if you hold your brush at the angle of all the bristles, you're getting this front bristle that's throwing paint on there, that's throwing paint, all of it's throwing paint on there, so that, and then your tip is following that. But the trick is, you don't want to get so much paint on there that you're going to get it all over on the top of your baseboard. Okay? It's a happy medium. And as I was explaining to you, of course, I got a little bit on there. Of course. I got just a tiny on there. I'm using just the tip, just on top of the baseboard edge. And it's gone. Pretty much all of it. I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay? But you're gonna find some paint is gonna get on that edge. But hey, if you're this wall color, you've seen it's a gray. And when's the last time you walked along your baseboard and you looked at it with a fine-tooth comb to see if any wall paint was on the top edge, a little bit on there? When's the last time? You probably never have done it. When you're right here, you don't see anything. Even when you're up there, I mean, my line looks pretty darn good. Okay? And yes, I've got more to go, so stick around. I'll show you some more. Well, if you've been with me, I've already done a couple videos of showing you how to paint from the bottom of the wall down to the top of the baseboard. I'm going to make one more video. If you didn't watch the other ones, or even if you did and you thought I got lucky, I'm going to do this wall over here, and of course I'm going to start from left to right, and I'm going to work on this whole thing. I'm only going to make a quick video, probably from there over to in here somewhere, and I've got to get that inside corner up against that window frame. I've got to go around that little thing, the inside corner there. How on earth am I going to get all that without getting on top of the base? Well, stick around and I'll show you.